selling steamed buns, hot and fragrant white flour steamed buns. Buns, fresh buns stuffed with monster meat. At daybreak, the snack street outside Jinyeo Academy was already bustling with all kinds of yelling and shouting. As usual, Zhou Xian came to an early morning shop. Xiao Zhou is here. The proprietress greeted Zhou Xian enthusiastically when she saw Zhou Xian. Zhou Xian comes here for breakfast every day, and he is considered a regular customer in the store. Aunt Lu, it's still the same. While talking, he found an empty seat and put down the book in his hand. The title of the book is catchy, called On 10,000 Ways of Eating Monster Beasts. The proprietress had a deep impression on Zhou Xian, a regular customer. She remembered that Zhou Xian would come here for breakfast every day in the past month, and he ate the same thing every time. Fortunately, she didn't have a daughter, otherwise she really felt that Zhou Xian had other plans. There are 3 treasures for breakfast: soy milk fritters and tofu now. A cup of soy milk, a deep-fried dough stick, a bowl of tofu now, and 2 of his favorite white flour steamed buns are Zhou Xian's daily breakfast. Zhou Xian was eating breakfast, watching On 10,000 Ways of Eating Monster Beasts, thoughtful. This is Blue Star, now it is in the extraordinary era, everything is evolving, and monsters are rampant. A cat can evolve into a fierce king of the jungle with the ability to smash mountains and crack rocks. A small fish can evolve into a sea king, and it is no problem to overwhelm the river. Human beings have gone through a long period of darkness. Only after awakening their star soul and becoming demon hunters can they have the ability to fight against powerful monsters. The Demon Suppressing Academy on the opposite side is an academy established for the suppression of monsters. It has a long history and many strong people. Aunt Lu, I'm done eating, let's go first. Zhou Xian finished eating, picked up the book, and walked out of the Ruyi breakfast shop. The proprietress Lu Ruyi is over 30 years old, with a graceful waist and full of charm. Looking at Zhou Xian's back, she couldn't help but shook her head. Awakening the star soul at the age of 14, it can reach 3 stars of silver in 2 years. Such a growth rate is not bad. It's a pity that the star soul is a weed and can only be used in the demon suppressing tower. Doing chores. Without the guidance of a mentor and the support of resources, there is almost no future at all. She used to be a famous demon hunter and killed many monsters, so she is indeed qualified to comment on some things. Whether it is a demon hunter or a monster, there are strengths and weaknesses, and different realms. From low to high, the realm is divided into bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and Xinjiao. Each realm is divided into 1 star to 9 stars. Bronze-level monsters already possess spiritual intelligence and can speak human words. Zhou Xian is now 16 years old, and his realm is in the silver 3 stars. He joined the Demon Town Academy a month ago and became the lowest ranking student, doing odd jobs in the Demon Town Tower every day. In the eyes of others, doing odd jobs in the town Demon Tower has no future at all. However, he didn't think that way. At this moment, he walked into Jinyeo Academy with light steps and a happy mood. There was even an imperceptible smile on the corner of his mouth. It's just because he has a secret that outsiders don't know. He is a time traveler, and yesterday he awakened an unscientific sign-in system. He can sign on all kinds of monsters and get all kinds of treasures. There are a lot of monsters in the suppression tower. For him, there is no better thing than doing odd jobs there. Therefore, even if his star soul is just a weed, he is not depressed. A single blade of grass can cut down the sun, the moon, and the stars. The Town Demon Tower stands on the back hill of the Town Demon Academy. The environment there is weird, shrouded in hazy mist all year round, and few students are willing to set foot on weekdays. Especially now that it was still early, it seemed even more depressing there. However, Zhou Xian was not afraid of the special environment there. He went up the mountain and came to the outside of an old building with ease. It was a huge pagoda, soaring into the sky. Simple and magnificent, it was the Jinyeo Pagoda. The Jinyeo Tower is the core of the Jinyeo Academy, where a large number of monsters are imprisoned. Under the tower, you will feel very depressed, and you will even find it difficult to breathe. Zhou Xian had been here before, but he still couldn't fully adapt to the environment here. Fortunately, he has the monster-suppressing stone specially equipped by the Academy, which contains the pure power of the Star Soul, which can resist the invasion of monster energy. Therefore, he can safely enter and exit the first floor of the suppression tower. Daily tasks: 1. Feed the monsters. 2. Record the survival and evolution of monsters. The monsters imprisoned in the suppression tower have different values. Some can be used for food, some can be used for medicine, and some can be used to sharpen students. Therefore, they should not be starved to death, and they should be fed every 3 to 5 times. With excitement, he took 3 steps in parallel, and immediately opened the door to the first floor. There are many closed rooms inside. For monsters, they are prison cells. It is said that each house is built with extraterrestrial materials, which are extremely strong and can trap top demon kings. In room 1, a bull demon with 3 stars in silver was imprisoned. Just yesterday, Zhou Xian signed on this bull demon and obtained a powerful bull demon fist. He stood at the door, and after throwing a bundle of grass to the cow demon, he came to room 2, where a big silver 4-star tortoise, weighing several hundred catties, was imprisoned. The turtle monster lay motionless on the ground, breathing faintly, as if it was on the verge of death. However, it's okay, it's fine. Yesterday, Zhou Xian signed in on this turtle monster and obtained a turtle breath technique. With such a skill, he can hide his strength, restrain his breath, and be a gentleman with peace of mind. Don't pretend to be dead, get up and eat. Zhou Xian threw out half a cow's leg while talking. Seeing that the big tortoise remained motionless, he added, I will peel off your shell to make armor later, don't blame me for not reminding you. I'm heartbroken. The huge turtle demon stretched out half of its head and began to nibble on the beef. Then, Zhou Xian brought the other half of the corbel to the door of room 3. Looking inside, I saw a 3-me turtle bear demon. It was a bad-tempered bear who hated humans very much. When it saw Zhou Xian, it let out roars, and at the same time opened its teeth and claws and rushed over. Dare to touch Master Xiang's ass, get out here, Master Xiang, I will tear you apart. However, there is a demon-suppressing stone at the entrance of Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com, no matter how angry it is, it can't get out, and it can't hurt Zhou Xian at all. Just yesterday, Zhou Xian signed on this violent bear with silver 4-star strength, and obtained a marrow washing pill. Originally Zhou Xian wanted to feed it, but seeing its hatred, he planned to quench its evil spirit. If you have such a big temper, then go hungry again. After finishing speaking, he closed the door, turned around and left. Seeing Zhou Xian leave, the violent bear stroked its shriveled belly, and then his face turned dark. Damn, you're being careless. Then, Zhou Xian came outside room 4, looked in through the hole in the door, and saw a young woman. She is all green. The clothes are green, the hair is green, and even the hat he wears is green. She looks harmless to humans and animals, pure and pleasant. However, Zhou Xian knew that she was not a good person. She is not a human being, but a goblin with a silver 4-star cultivation base. Her body is just a weed, but after cultivation, the leaves are like knives and swords, and her attacks are sharp, and she can easily penetrate the body of a demon hunter. The unscientific sign-in system has several sign-in rules. First, a monster can sign in once. Second, you can sign in 3 times a day. 3. You have to touch the target to sign in. Another point is very unscientific. The level of the things that pop up after signing in is not necessarily proportional to the level of the monster. Perhaps, signing on an unremarkable monster can also reveal top-level treasures. The last point is also Zhou Xian's favorite point. Today's sign-in starts with the banshee in front of me. Zhou Xian opened the door, took 2 steps forward, and said bluntly, "Come here, let me touch it." When the banshee on the opposite side heard it, Xiao Didi rushed over. "Oh, little brother, you are so direct, I like it so much. The longer you live, the deeper your scheming. The so-called soft body is all a disguise." She seemed to cooperate, but there was a murderous intent hidden in her eyes. When she was less than half a meter away from Zhou Xian, her aura suddenly changed, showing her murderous intent. She quickly stretched out her right hand, the nails on it were long and sharp as a sword, pointing directly at Zhou Xian's chest. Zhou Xian only has a silver 3-star cultivation base, which is 1 star behind the banshee in front of him. But when he faced the banshee, he didn't panic at all. There is a demon suppressing stone at the door. If he loses, he just needs to quickly retreat to the door, and the banshee can't get out at all. Otherwise, he wouldn't easily joke about his life. He activated the star soul immediately, and a weed appeared behind him, emitting a green light. Then, he condensed the power of the star soul into his fist, raised his hand and punched out. The fist was windy and powerful. "This is exactly the Great Bull magic fist that I got yesterday." With a bang, the attacks of a man and a monster collided, causing a sudden shock. The gap in realm, coupled with the fact that he only obtained the boxing technique yesterday, caused Zhou Xian to be pushed back outside the door. However, he also managed to have a touch with the woman in green. The next moment, the voice of the unscientific sign-in system rang in his ears. "Ding, found the target, do you sign in?" How could he hesitate, and immediately whispered in his heart, "Sign in." Ding, the sign-in is successful, and you get the 9-leaf sword grass. By fusing with the 9-leaf sword grass, the star soul can evolve. 9-leaf sword grass has 9 leaves, and the leaves are like sharp swords. It is a legendary monster that can cut the sun, moon, stars, and time and space through the ages. Zhou Xian didn't expect that he could get the legendary 9-leaf sword grass by signing in on a weed, and he shivered with excitement. It really is unscientific. "Little brother, sister, I'm still not talking, why are you trembling?" The green-clothed banshee waved at Zhou Xian, "Come in, let my sister love you well." She couldn't get out, so she could only lure Zhou Xian in. Taking a closer look, her slender fingers disappeared, replaced by blade-like leaves, extremely sharp. Such a sharp leaf can easily pierce through the body of a silver 3-star demon hunter like Zhou Xian. Seeing that Zhou Xian was unmoved, the green-clothed banshee couldn't help laughing. "Little brother, what are you afraid of?" "Elder sister, I won't bite you." The blow just now made Zhou Xian feel painful, but he didn't hold grudges. He revenged himself on the spot. Just listen to him whispering softly, "Integrate 9-leaf sword grass, evolve star soul." Now that humans and monsters are facing each other, humans have awakened their star souls and become demon hunters, so they can hunt and kill monsters. The cultivation of the human race is actually a process of constantly growing the star soul. Therefore, the star soul is very important. Zhou Xian's star soul was just a weed, very ordinary, with little success. But as the 9-leaf sword grass entered his body, his star soul was directly replaced by the 9-leaf sword grass. In this way, it means that his star soul has directly evolved from a weed to a 9-leaf sword grass, which is a qualitative leap. At that moment, he trembled again. That was exciting. As his star soul evolved into the 9-leaf sword grass, unprecedented power erupted from him. That is the power of the star soul, as fierce as a sword, full of lethality. His realm also began to improve, from 3-star silver to 4-star silver, and then to 5-star silver. The 9-leaf sword grass glowed and released a powerful force to move in all directions, forcing the female goblin who had cultivated for 100 years to back again and again. Feeling the astonishing changes in Zhou Xian's body, she opened her small mouth, already frightened into the 6th emoji in your phone. She has a silver 4-star cultivation base, but now she can't even catch Zhou Xian's move. In the end, she was cornered by powerful forces. She was dressed in rags, wrapped her arms around her body, and shivered. "No, don't. The green hat or something is the ugliest." Zhou Xian snorted coldly, moved forward proactively, raised his hand and launched a sharp attack. With a random blow, the green hat on the banshee's head was smashed to pieces. This was more than that, the powerful star soul power exploded, directly knocking her back to her original shape. Her body is a dog-tail grass. Originally, she grew luxuriantly and greenly. But now, she withered, without a single leaf left. Zhou Xian gained great power from the transformation of the star soul, his realm soared all the way, broke through several small ranks, and reached silver 9 stars. He forcibly suppressed the urge to continue breaking through, and began to consolidate his realm. It took him some time to consolidate his realm, and he was finally able to initially control the newly added power in his body. Then, he performed the turtle breathing technique again, disguising his realm at the 4 silver stars. Even if it is doing odd jobs, there will be an assessment, once a month, and tomorrow is exactly the day of the assessment. If he doesn't improve, he will be fired. And he disguised his realm as a silver 4-star. Compared with a month ago, with a 1-star improvement, he can pass the assessment and continue to stay here to do odd jobs. At the same time, just raising 1 star will not attract too much attention. You have to sign in silently, practice with peace of mind, and be invincible in the world. Zhou Xian finished his disguise and walked out. When he went out, his footsteps were still a little floating. Sure enough, that's the price to pay for going too fast. It seems that it still needs to spend time to continue to consolidate the realm and get familiar with the newly added power. Zhou Xian turned around and went to room number 5 next door, where a lightning marten was imprisoned. It is only 1 foot long, white and fluffy, with big and bright eyes, like a meatball. It looks cute, but it is extremely poisonous and extremely dangerous. Moreover, its sensitivity is full, and its moving speed is beyond imagination. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com has become its target, and many times it does not know how to die. The poison of lightning mink is the value. Every once in a while, someone will come to collect poison and use it for other purposes. Zhou Xian now has a 9-star silver star, and that lightning sable is also a 9-star silver star. However, he didn't dare to go in easily. Because he knew that the lightning mink was too fast to be guarded against. If you get bitten, you will be severely poisoned, which is not worthwhile at all. He opened the door and stood there watching. The lightning mink inside couldn't get out either, because there was a demon suppressing stone at the door to suppress it. The lightning ferret, which was about a foot long, had big eyes flickering, looked at Zhou Xian, showing a look that would rather die than obey, and said in a childish voice, "I, the lightning ferret, will never be a slave." Zhou Xian didn't say anything, just threw out a big spicy strip. It was a 2-meter-long poisonous snake, and it was lightning mink's favorite delicacy. Unless there are spicy strips. Lightning mink saw the poisonous snake, his eyes widened, and his face changed instantly. It has been hungry for days, and there is nothing happier than seeing delicious food. With full agility, it turned into a white shadow and rushed towards the 2-meter-long big spicy bar. The lightning sable moved so fast that Zhou Xian was even a little dazzled. Such agility made him very envious. In just 2 seconds, the 1-foot-long lightning marten killed the 2-meter-long big spicy strip and began to eat it happily. A spicy stick sells the body. 2 months ago, it was abducted with a spicy stick. It was later locked up and it was discovered that it had been cheated. All people need is its venom. He keeps saying he loves me, but he misses my drool, It muttered softly while eating. "I don't want your saliva," Zhou Xian said. He looked at the lightning sable who had calmed down, touched the antidote in his pocket, took a breath, and leaned over gently. Not being bitten is naturally the best. However, even if he is bitten, he is not afraid. He has an antidote and is well prepared. However, his worries appear to be unfounded. I just heard Lightning Mink say, touch it casually, just give it a spicy stick. A spicy stick sells the body, it's a real hammer. What about dignity? What dignity is needed? Spicy strips are the most important. Although the lightning mink is not big, it is very demonic and very knowledgeable about current affairs. It is clearly aware that only by pleasing humans can it not be hungry. Zhou Xian didn't expect the lightning marten to be so cooperative, so he was happy, and stroked it from top to bottom. Soft, slippery, feels good. Ding, found the target, do you sign in? Sign in. Ding, sign in successfully, get lightning step. Lightning step, a mysterious footwork, flexible and changeable, brisk and elegant. Zhou Xian just got it, but still can't comprehend the true meaning of lightning step. However, he saw the way the lightning sable moved just now, and he knew that the lightning step must be good. When he practiced lightning step, he would be able to maximize his agility. At that time, it will be very beneficial to touch the sign-in target. He can also complete the check-in more easily. Zhou Xian was very happy to complete the sign-in, and Lightning Mink was also very happy to eat the spicy sticks. It touched its round belly with its small paws, and happily gave Zhou Xian 2 drops of saliva. Its saliva is unusual and deadly venom. With its silver 9-star cultivation base, it can even poison creatures with low gold stars. A smile flashed across Zhou Xian's mouth involuntarily, and he put away 2 drops of venom. Then, he said, when you're full, play with me. In his opinion, this lightning sable is the best partner for practicing lightning step. He can speed up the understanding of the true meaning of lightning step by learning the movement skills of lightning sable. Accompany me well, and there are spicy sticks. He added. When the lightning sable heard this, he regained his energy in an instant. Whip or wax, how to play, you have the final say. Zhou Xian. 2 hours later, Zhou Xian left room 5 contentedly. With the lightning mink as a training partner, he has initially mastered the lightning step, and his movement speed has been doubled, which can be described as rapid progress. Although the 2 hours of practice were somewhat exhausting, he didn't feel tired. The so-called people are in good spirits on happy occasions, and he is in high spirits. There was still one more chance to sign in, so he didn't hesitate, turned around and went to room 6 next door. Inside is a big-head tiger demon with 9 silver stars. It is huge, up to 4 meters long. Most notable is its head, which is almost the size of 2 of its kind. The big-head tiger demon got its name from this. Big head, big mouth. His bite and attack power are far superior to those of the same kind. It didn't go to sleep, nor gave up on itself, but was practicing hard. The moment it saw Zhou Xian, its hair stood on end and it let out a deafening roar. Let that surnamed Wu come over, I'm going to tear him apart. It turned out that 3 months ago, a student named Wu in the academy went out and caught this big-head tiger demon. It was imprisoned for 3 months. Not only did it not behave, but it was full of resentment towards that student named Wu. In order to seek revenge for that student named Wu one day, even in the cage, it will work hard to practice, and will not waste any moment. Zhou Xian stared at it, and said, is your skin itchy? Come here, let me touch it. Touch your sister. The big-head tiger demon was furious, I have the qualifications of a tiger king, how can I be humiliated by you humans? After finishing speaking, it circulated its demon power, and a hungry tiger pounced on its food, and launched a fatal attack on Zhou Xian. An unreadable smile flashed across the corner of Zhou Xian's mouth. He has made some achievements in practicing lightning step, so he happened to play with it. The next second, he moved. He used the lightning step, swift as the wind, moving like thunder, and with a dodge, he easily dodged the deadly pounce of the big-head tiger demon. Weak. He couldn't help shaking his head. This big-head tiger demon is much slower than the lightning marten next door. The big-head tiger demon became more and more annoyed when he failed in one blow. It raised its sharp tiger paw again, and slapped Zhou Xian fiercely. Zhou Xian didn't panic, he used the lightning step, and dodged the big-head tiger monster's attack with a flash jump. The big-head tiger demon is very fast, but Zhou Xian's speed is even faster, twice as fast as the opponent. This time, Zhou Xian sacrificed the 9-leaf sword grass and took the initiative to attack. Like a black shadow passing by, he instantly came to the side of the big-head tiger monster, aimed at the huge head and slapped down heavily, then the tiger's face, tiger's mouth, and tiger's tail. In the year of the tiger, touch the tiger's head, and you don't have to worry about everything. In the year of the tiger, touch the face of the tiger, a year of happiness and prosperity. In the year of the tiger, touch the tiger's mouth to drive away evil spirits and avoid ghosts. In the year of the tiger, touch the tail of the tiger, and the wind and the water will flow smoothly. With the fastest speed, he forced the big-head tiger demon. However, the other party didn't even touch the corner of his clothes. The voice of the system resounded in my ears, "Ding, the target is found, do you sign in?" "Yes." Ding, the sign-in was successful, and I got the tiger subduing Arhat palm. In an instant, Zhou Xian had an extra palm technique in his mind. The tiger is the king of all beasts, it controls the beasts, and its power shakes all directions. The tiger subduing Arhat palm is precisely the palm technique used to subdue the king of beasts, which is enough to show how extraordinary this palm technique is. This palm technique is fierce and domineering. Once a shot is made, it will be taken away in a wave, never dragging its feet. Zhou Xian won the tiger subduing Arhat palm, and couldn't help being secretly pleasantly surprised. There are countless monsters in this demon tower, and he can sign in as much as he likes. If there are exercises and resources, he only needs to practice with peace of mind. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. It is said that all the attacks of the big-head tiger demon failed, and he was so tired that he was out of breath. Later, it was raped again, and it was extremely angry. I saw it roaring up to the sky, the tiger's body trembled, trying to frighten Zhou Xian with its powerful force. However, all of its attacks were blocked by the 9-leaf sword grass. Zhou Xian's surname is not Wu, but he is not weak at all when fighting a tiger. As the 9-leaf sword grass radiated light, he gained the power of rolling star soul in his fist. Then, he used his powerful bull demon fist to beat the big-head tiger demon to the ground, completely subduing it. The big-head tiger demon fell to the ground, one head was too big, it was quite miserable. You don't hit the face when you hit the tiger, you are even less human than that surnamed Wu. Regardless of the screams of the big-head tiger demon, Zhou Xian was quietly comprehending the harvest of this battle. In this battle, he used the lightning step and the great bull demon fist. His actual combat experience has greatly increased, and he has a deeper understanding of the two exercises. The most important thing is that he tasted the sweetness of Star Soul evolution and gained unprecedented power. After a fierce battle, he was able to skillfully use the newly added strength, and when he walked, his steps did not wander. In short, he made a solid profit. With a big wave of his hand, he threw a bull's head over. "It's your reward, you'll have the strength to take the beating when you're full." "Master, what do you think of me?" The big-head tiger demon immediately burst into tears. Let's talk, it's not kidding about food." With tears and blood in its eyes, it gnawed at the bull's head. After seeing it, Zhou Xian wrote in his diary, "On February 28, the big-head tiger demon gnawed on the skull of a cow as if eating soybeans. It was crunchy, with excellent teeth and no discomfort at all." He had just finished writing when he heard a loud bell ringing in the distance. "Duan, it's cooking time. The sky and the earth are big, and the rice is the biggest. Only when you are full can you exercise." When Zhou Xian heard the bell, he took 2 steps and 3 steps, left the Demon Town Tower, and went straight to the cafeteria of the college. The cafeteria of the college is very large, and the dishes are extremely rich. There are nearly 100 kinds of monster meat alone. Everyone can come here to eat, including tutors and students who do odd jobs. Auntie, here is the spicy rabbit meat. Zhou Xian was already hungry. Seeing that the meat in the spoon was getting less and less, he hurriedly said, "Hey, Auntie, don't shake your hands. The aunt who serves food in the cafeteria is always the most amazing. Her body is obviously healthy, but her hands tremble. You see, she went down with a spoon, and it was obviously full of meat. However, by the time it's in your bowl, there's only a herd of the meat left." "Auntie, no, sister, let me have another cold pig's ear, your hands. It's useless to call me elder sister, you have to shake if you should." Aunt Dake was expressionless. "Those who are ugly are not qualified to time travel, but my charm is not enough?" Zhou Xian looked at Auntie Dake, who was unmoved, and was a little skeptical about life. Due to the shaking of the auntie's hands, he had to order 2 more dishes. 1 serving of spicy rabbit meat, 1 serving of cold pork ears, 1 serving of braised lion head, 1 serving of stewed chicken meat with goji berries, and 3 steaming white-faced steamed buns are Zhou Xian's lunch. A lot of monster meat can nourish the body and is good for cultivation. The higher the level of monster meat, the higher the nutritional value and the more nourishing it is. Of course, the price is also more expensive. On 10,000 ways of eating monster beasts, there are ways to eat dragon liver and phoenix marrow. Zhou Xian smacked his lips, that top quality ingredients must be delicious. He was full of energy after eating. He didn't delay, left the cafeteria and hurried back to Jinyao Pagoda. On the way, he met a man. The man was wearing a windbreaker, riding a monster on his hips, and holding a spear in his hand. His name is Song Fan, and he joined Zhou Xian in worshipping Jinyao Academy a month ago. The difference is that Zhou Xian entered the Demon Town Tower to do odd jobs. Song Fan was favored by a senior tutor and became a key training object of the college. When Song Fan saw Zhou Xian, he immediately put on a pose and said, "Little Suanzi, how are you doing? Can I get full marks for my chivalry?" Zhou Xian glanced at him, then at the monster under his crotch, and said, "I haven't seen you for 2 days, have you become a dog knight? Sometimes, the distance between you and the knight is only a dog away." The monster under Song Fan's crotch is exactly a Urha, with a body length of 2.5 meters. In the extraordinary era, Urha awakened the blood of the wolf clan in his body, completed the evolution, and became strong and powerful, full of monster aura. When Song Fan heard this, he said angrily, "Hey, this is not a dog, but a wolf." At this time, a female student walked by with a little schwolf in the distance. After the Urha under Song Fan's crotch saw it, the halazi immediately flowed out. The next moment, I saw it rushing out with a whoosh, and went straight to the little wolf in the distance. Spring is here, and everything is revived. Urha's speed broke through 100 in just a few seconds. It is true that the acceleration from 100 km does not rely on oil, but depends on a little schwolf. Song Fan was caught off guard and lost his grip and was thrown off. He cursed, "This silly dog." Suddenly, his eyes lit up, "Hey, who is that female student? She has a pretty figure." After finishing speaking, he rushed out, not forgetting to look back at Zhou Xian, "See you later." Seeing this scene, Zhou Xian couldn't help but shook his head, a dog is like its master, and they all have the same virtues. In other words, just looking at the figure is really not bad. He returned to the suppression tower, fed the monsters that should be fed, and then devoted himself to cultivation. However, not long after practicing, someone came. 2 students, one fat and one thin. Zhou Xian had dealt with them before and knew their names, one was Zhang Qin and the other was Lusi. They come to collect raw materials from monsters and use them for other purposes. As a handyman, Zhou Xian didn't have much to say with them, and was only responsible for opening the door. He first opened the door of room 1, and saw the bull monster with a bundle of uneaten grass next to it. I don't even eat grass, so I don't seem to be hungry. Zhou Xian said. I want to eat meat, not grass. The bull demon smacked his lips. Zhou Xian chuckled, don't cows just eat grass? What kind of meat do you eat? When the bull demon heard this, he said anxiously, I'm not a cow, I'm a bull demon. Zhou Xian. A white horse is not a horse, and a bull monster is not a cow? He didn't say anything else, he turned around and brought half a beef leg, eat it. When the cow demon saw the meat, his eyes lit up. However, when it got close, it changed face instantly. Is this beef? Yes. Zhou Xian nodded. My old cow doesn't eat beef. There was a cold breath in the nostrils of the bull demon. Zhou Xian glared at him, and said, why are you so particular, you are not a cow. Zhang Shen and Lusi didn't care whether the bull monster was a cow, or whether the bull monster ate grass or meat, they only did what they should do. After they entered, they neatly cut off the horns of the bull demon. The bull demon's horns are cut off, but it will not die. After a while, new horns will grow again. Moreover, the quality of the new horns that grow out is not bad at all. Power flows from the horns, which can be used to make weapons, such as daggers. Of course, it can also be used to make horns that convey information. This is also the value of the bull demon, otherwise it would have been eaten long ago. When going out, Zhou Xian left the large piece of beef leg meat and took the bundle of grass away. My grass! The cow demon instantly felt barbecue. Zhou Xian wrote in his work diary, today, the scalper monster has something wrong with it. It doesn't eat grass, but eats half a cow's leg. After finishing writing, he opened the door of room 2, and the turtle monster inside was pretending to be dead. However, he still couldn't escape the fate of being harvested. Lusi was playing with a short knife, and glanced at the turtle monster, are you going to peel the shell yourself, or should we peel it for you? Seeing that the turtle demon couldn't escape, he took the initiative to take off the shell. As a monster, it has already completed evolution, shed its shell, and will not die. It can grow a new shell every few months. The new shell will be harder and have stronger defenses. When passing by room 3, Zhou Xian threw the bundle of grass in by the way. Damn, you actually let Master Xiang eat grass. A violent bear cursed from inside, Master Xiang, I am not a human being, but you are a real dog. It's not that you haven't eaten grass, what's your name? Zhou Xian said lightly. When Violent Bear heard this, he was stunned. It was a sad story. Zhou Xian opened the work log, and wrote, today, the Violent Bear demon is manic, and he does not eat meat, but eats a bundle of grass. Next, they went to the room where the lightning mink was held, and you read www.yuyuganshu.com to collect the lightning mink's venom. The venom of lightning mink is very valuable, it can be used to deal with monsters, and it can also be used for medicine. No, not a single drop. Lightning Martin deliberately opened his mouth wide. Strange, the amount seems to be a little less this time. Fat Zhang Shen said in a strange way. What he didn't know was that Zhou Xian took 2 drops in the morning. Zhou Xian stood aside silently, holding a spicy stick in his hand, without saying a word. The lightning mink saw the spicy strips in Zhou Xian's hand, but he didn't speak. Although Zhang Shen was a little strange, he didn't go into it too deeply. Anyway, it was only a drop or 2, which was within the normal range. Even less would he suspect Zhou Xian. What he saw was only Zhou Xian's disguised strength through the turtle breathing technique, which was a 4-star silver star. He would never have thought that Zhou Xian had already reached a 9-star silver star. After collecting the venom, they tossed about in other rooms for more than an hour before leaving. After Zhou Xian sent the 2 away, he could finally do his own thing with peace of mind. He evolved a star soul, his realm soared, and his power surged. However, his physique cannot be transformed and needs to be improved. There are many ways to improve your physique, and taking Ziswidan is one of them. So, he took out the marrow washing pill that he got at the sign-in yesterday. Ziswidan is not big, round, white in color, with special lines on it. The lines on it are relatively simple, indicating that this is a primary marrow washing pill, which is most suitable for silver-level demon hunters. Zhou Xian found a quiet corner and took the pill of washing marrow. The Ziswi pill melts in the mouth and turns into a warm current that flows all over the body. It was warm and comfortable, and he couldn't help shivering. As the medicine continued to take effect, Zhou Xian's body transformed. Soft places become softer, and hard places become harder. This medicinal effect is stronger than imagined. After an hour of washing the scriptures and cutting the marrow, his physique has broken through the silver level and reached the gold level. After expelling the dirt, his skin became translucent, just like that of a newborn. If Aunt Wang next door saw it, she would also feel envious. The body is the foundation. A strong body can accommodate more strength and withstand more injuries. He stood up and found that there was an extra layer of impurities on his body. I need to take a shower, he said softly. However, this is the town demon tower, and there is no bathhouse. Suddenly his eyes lit up, and he looked towards room 7, isn't there a ready-made one? After a while, Zhou Xian opened the heavy door of room 7. As soon as he opened the door, he heard singing in his ears. The singing is melodious and tactful, full of magic, making people mesmerized. And the one who sang was actually a sea monster, a mermaid. She has a mermaid body, a face that is both demonic and charming. Comparing her seductiveness, the dog-tail grass spirit in room 4 doesn't even have the qualifications to be a younger sister. The only one who can compare her seductiveness is the legendary vixen. She soaked in the pool, only revealing a face that charms all living beings. At that moment, Zhou Xian only thought of one character, Yan Lingji. Tenderness is like water, charming and boundless. Her singing is full of magic, not just moving. It contains terrible spiritual attacks and has hallucinogenic effects. She originally lived in the deep sea, and she attracted the demon hunter to approach through her gentle singing. Many demon hunters were intoxicated by her singing, and were hunted down by her unknowingly, and became her prey. Later, it was the people from Jinyao Academy who crushed her at a high level and captured her back. She has long been a silver 9-star, and her singing can even confuse even more powerful gold low-star demon hunters. At that time, she jokingly called those demon hunters golden low-star and useless dogs. This is also her scary and her value. Zhou Xian has already broken through to silver 9 stars, but his mental power is far inferior to that of a mermaid. He couldn't stop the mermaid's mental attack, immersed in the melodious singing, unable to extricate himself, his eyes gradually became blurred. He looks happy, but that's just what it looks like. The mermaid on the opposite side saw this scene, her eyes glowed blue, and her smile became more seductive. She didn't come out of the water, and planned to control Zhou Xian to approach him step by step through her gentle singing, and then deal with Zhou Xian. Suddenly, there was a deafening tiger roar at the door. Roar! Looking again, the big-head tiger monster in room 6 came here at some point. It is also a silver 9-star, with a full roar, it has the ability to shake the mountains and forests, directly broke the mermaid's singing, and pulled Zhou Xian back from being lost. The tiger roaring skill of the tiger demon and the lion roaring skill of the lion demon are the few means of restraining the mermaid's voice attack. Just now, the roar of the big-head tiger monster made the mermaid fail, which just explained everything. Zhou Xian came back to his senses, and couldn't help being startled. The sea monster mermaid, the mental attack is really terrifying. Mom was right, the more beautiful the creature, the more dangerous it is. Fortunately, he was already prepared and asked the big-head tiger demon to help. And the condition is that the next time he strikes, he won't hit the big-head tiger monster in the face. The siren mermaid's voice was broken, and her face changed instantly, with a ferocious face, and roared at the big-head tiger monster. You are a mountain guy with strong limbs and a simple mind, but you have become a running dog of the human race. I wish you 9 meals in 3 days. After hearing this, the big-head tiger demon trembled. You dead salted fish, you can't do anything but beeping, just beeping, it's disgusting. It is born with a strong body, admires strength, likes to fight from palm to flesh, and looks down on those fancy attacks the most. Naturally, it also looked down on the siren and mermaid clan. Because water warfare is its shortcoming, it has nothing to do with the krakens in the sea. But here it is a different story. Help me take a shower. Zhou Xian took the initiative to walk forward. With the help of the big-head tiger demon, he is no longer afraid of being confused by the singing of the mermaid. Rub your sister. The mermaid's voice was hoarse, obviously extremely angry. She was a charming mermaid by nature, and was often captured by demon hunters and became a pet. She hates humans. She opened her flaming red lips again, sang, and launched a psychic attack. However, with the roar of the big-head tiger demon, her singing stopped abruptly. Dead mountain! She couldn't help cursing. With the big-head tiger demon around, her mental attack is difficult to be effective. However, she didn't sit still, and used her demon power to strike again. When she moved her tail, 7 or 8 jets of water gushed out and shot towards Zhou Xian. Seeing this scene, Zhou Xian was not flustered. As long as the other party doesn't sing or attack mentally, he has no fear. He used the lightning step, with an elegant figure, easily dodging the attacks of 7 or 8 water jets. With a whoosh, like a fleeting moment, he had appeared in front of the siren mermaid. Why are you so fast? The mermaid was surprised, and was surprised to get out of the emoji. She only saw that Zhou Xian's disguised realm was 4-star silver, but she didn't know that Zhou Xian's real realm was 9-star silver. Zhou Xian didn't speak, but moved his hands quickly, dragged her out of the pool, and threw her to the ground hard. Her colorful scales glowed, and she sprayed water mist from her mouth, trying to fight back. Zhou Xian activated the Star Soul, and a 9-leaf sword grass appeared out of thin air. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. The 9-leaf sword grass glowed, shooting out sword-like sharp forces, which dispersed the water mist, and finally hit the mermaid's body, peeling off a large number of scales. The mermaid was in pain and screamed hoarsely. Monsters are disobedient, most of them are due to beating. This is the principle that Zhou Xian pursues. He rubbed the siren mermaid on the ground, so hard that blood flowed all over the floor. At the door, the big-head tiger demon clapped his hands and applauded. Well played, the salted fish screamed. It has a noble lineage from the tiger clan and is the king of beasts, but it cannot command the sea clan, so it is naturally dissatisfied. Now it sees the mermaid who is a sea tribe being rubbed hard, and it feels so much better. If it hadn't been for Zhou Xian's refusal, it would have rushed forward and tore the mermaid into 8 pieces. After Zhou Xian's frenzied rubbing, the mermaid finally gave in. Dragging her tired body, she helped Zhou Xian take a bath obediently. From now on, you will be my dedicated scrubber. Zhou Xian lay on his stomach in the pool with a look of enjoyment. Yes. The mermaid bit her lip and agreed with tears. At the door, the big-head tiger demon couldn't help smacking his lips when he saw this scene. You really enjoy it. It has also seen several students who come here to do odd jobs, but there has never been one like Zhou Xian. Dare to touch its ass, it is definitely a ruthless person. It secretly made a decision in its heart, and it will follow Zhou Xian from now on. Recognize him as the big brother, at least I won't let my little brother go hungry for 9 meals in 3 days. It muttered in its heart. Zhou Xian took a comfortable bath, washed away the impurities, and felt relaxed. Tomorrow, he plans to sign on this mermaid, and he doesn't know what he will get. A wanderer has no home. It was already 11 o'clock in the evening when Zhou Xian returned to his residence. During this period, apart from having dinner, he has been practicing in the Demon Town Tower. Since he was just doing odd jobs, the college did not allocate a dormitory. Therefore, this month, he has been renting in the Baiji community outside Jinyao Academy. At that time, he and Song Fan were looking for the house together. Song Fan lives across the street, but he has a dormitory in the Jinyao Academy, so he rarely comes here. Zhou Xian remembered that Song Fan had come here 3 times this month, each time with a female companion, and each time the female companion was different. When he came back tonight, he saw Song Fan's pet beast in the bushes downstairs, the 2.5-meter-long Erha, and a little Schwolf beside him. In the air, everywhere is filled with the breath of spring. After he went upstairs, he met Song Fan and the good-looking female student he saw at noon. Obviously, Song Fan changed his girlfriend again. Little Suanzi, why did you come back so late and go on a date? Song Fan looked at Zhou Xian with a smile. Bring your girlfriend back, let us meet. There is no doubt that he is showing off the female companions around him. The woman's name was Chen Yuuru. She was tall and slender, her skin was white, and her eyes seemed to eat people. Zhou Xian shook his head slightly. I remember the female companion you brought back the night before yesterday, but it wasn't this one. Song Fan was obviously taken aback. Then he quickly reached out and hugged Chen Yuuru tightly, saying, that is all in the past, now Yuuru is my true love. After Chen Yuuru heard it, she was not angry. Instead, she looked at Song Fan with a smile, and said with deep meaning, should I call her here too, and fight the landlord together? Song Fan. At that moment, he was a little uneasy, really? There is such a good thing? Chen Yuuru smiled brighter, and said, of course, by the way, call my ex over. Song Fan. Chen Yuuru left. Before leaving, she did not forget to pat Song Fan's chest and said, actually, you are just average. What's normal? Song Fan didn't react for a moment. I feel average. After Chen Yuuru finished speaking, she left. Song Fan stood at the door, watched Chen Yuuru leave, and didn't recover for a while. Suddenly, he looked at Zhou Xian and said, I'm already a gold-ranked 2-star demon hunter, so strong and powerful, it's just mediocre. Obviously, it was difficult for him to accept such an evaluation. Seeing this scene, Zhou Xian couldn't help laughing. Otherwise, I'll help you call your ex or ex-ex to find some confidence. He teased. Go aside. Song Fan didn't have the habit of turning back. Ordinary, it turned out to be only average. There was a magic voice lingering in his ears, as if he had received 10,000 points of critical damage in his heart, and he began to doubt himself. Drink with me. He looked at Zhou Xian with a bitter face. Zhou Xian waved his hand, I'm a countryman, and I don't have money to buy wine. I have wine in my room. Song Fan said, and went back to the room. Zhou Xian didn't go in, and shouted, I don't want to watch your battlefield, so go to my room and drink. The two drank a lot until 1 o'clock in the morning. When Song Fan returned to the room, he was still muttering about feeling normal. It's really heartbreaking. Zhou Xian even wondered if this guy had a shadow in his heart. Although he went to bed late, he got up at 6:30. The so-called early bird catches the worm, so he wanted to sign in quickly. After washing up, he came to the Ruyi breakfast shop at 7 o'clock. The breakfast is vegetarian, soy milk, fried dough sticks, tofu now, and 2 soft white flour steamed buns. When proprietress Lu Ruyi went to breakfast, her eyes suddenly lit up. Silver 4-star, Xiaozhou, have you made a breakthrough? Of course, what she saw was Zhou Xian's disguised state. She couldn't tell that Zhou Xian's true realm had reached silver 9 stars. This is the mystery of the tortoise breathing technique. Yeah, I'm lucky. Zhou Xian said with a smile, fortunately, I made a breakthrough, otherwise I wouldn't even be qualified to work in the Demon Town Tower. It's fine if you break through. Lu Ruyi nodded. She was somewhat surprised. She didn't expect Zhou Xian to be able to break through while doing odd jobs in a place like the town Demon Tower. It was really not easy. After Zhou Xian finished his breakfast, he walked into the academy and came to the assessment office. He is full of confidence in this month's assessment. First, his realm has broken through. Second, he arrives early and leaves late every day, works hard and is absolutely competent. Sure enough, the instructor at the assessment office announced that he had passed the assessment in just 2 minutes. Then, the other party said meaningfully, Zhou Xian, there are a lot of monsters on the first floor, so it will be hard for you. It's not hard. Zhou Xian hurriedly stated, I want to thank the academy for giving me this opportunity, and I will work hard. Just as he was about to leave, Song Fan came riding Ha. You also need an assessment. He was a little surprised. Song Fan shook his head and said, I'm just simply registering so that I can get resources. He is different from Zhou Xian. He has senior mentors to guide him and various resources to support his cultivation. Every time you break through, there is a reward. A month ago, he was a silver star. Now, he has been promoted to gold 1 star. This kind of cultivation speed is also fast, surpassing many people. Moreover, his star soul is Silver Moon Wolf. The Silver Moon Wolf is a high-level monster that can evolve into the Silver Moon Wolf King and has the potential to become a wolf god. Therefore, Song Fan has a bright future. After he registered, he patted Song Fan on the shoulder and said, Congratulations on your breakthrough. I'm happy for you if you can stay. In the future, if you need help, just tell me. If I can help, I will never refuse. Zhou Xian nodded, then I thank you in advance. He is different from Song Fan. Without the guidance of a tutor or the resource support of the college, he can only go to class occasionally. Yu reading www.yuyugonshu.com. However, he has an unscientific check-in system. He has self-confidence and is not behind students like Song Fan. Without too much delay, he left the assessment office and went straight to the Demon Town Tower. He opened the door of room 6 and saw the big-head tiger demon practicing hard. The big-head tiger demon has a silver 9-star cultivation base, and has rough skin and thick flesh. After a night of cultivation, his injuries have fully recovered. Fight? Zhou Xian asked. Don't, I'm convinced, I won't fight you. The big-head tiger demon shook its huge head and obediently lay down. Although it is not human, it is not stupid at all, and its face still hurts a bit. Zhou Xian saw that the big-head tiger demon was so well behaved, a smile flashed across his mouth. He likes to be obedient. Follow me, he said as he took down the demon suppressing stone at the door. Okay. The big-head tiger demon nodded hastily. It's not that it didn't want to escape, but it knew that it was courting death. Therefore, it obediently followed Zhou Xian to the door of room 7, and swept the formation for Zhou Xian. In room number 7, the lower body of the mermaid was soaked in the pool, only revealing a charming face. When she saw Zhou Xian, she didn't sing to launch a mental attack. Because she also saw a big-head tiger monster standing behind Zhou Xian, no matter how enchanting her singing voice was, it would be a thankless effort. Zhou Xian stood at the door, waving at the mermaid. After the mermaid saw it, she wrapped herself in mist and obediently came over. Zhou Xian stretched out his hand, held her chin up, and said softly, She really looks like Yan Lingji. The moment he touched the mermaid, a system voice sounded in his ears, Ding, the target is found, do you sign in? Yes. Zhou Xian said silently in his heart. Ding, the sign-in is successful, and you will get a chance to return the spiritual empowerment. Zhou Xian couldn't help being moved after hearing this. The same as the silver 9 stars, his mental strength has not been tempered, it is a short board. Compared with the mermaid clan and fox demons who are good at mind control, his mental power is weaker. What is really lacking? Explain how to use it. Zhou Xian whispered in his heart. After a systematic explanation, he understood. This opportunity must cooperate with the mermaid in front of me to be effective. First pour your own spiritual power into the mermaid's body, and then you can get a high return. If you want to take it, you must first give it, this is the truth. How many times can I get back at most? He couldn't help asking. Up to 10 times. The system replied. 10 times the return is quite a lot. Zhou Xian couldn't help but look forward to it. He didn't hesitate, and immediately used this opportunity to improve his mental power, use. The spiritual power in his body was emptied in an instant, and all of it was poured into the mermaid's body. His expression also became sluggish, and he felt his body was hollowed out. The big-head tiger demon noticed the change in Zhou Xian's face, and was puzzled, is this dead salted fish so attractive? The spiritual empowerment is so powerful that the mermaid can't resist at all. She couldn't stop it, so she could only suffer passively. However, she soon discovered that her mental strength had miraculously increased. As for why the sudden increase? She couldn't figure it out. She wondered, when she was touched, her spiritual power instantly increased. Does this person in front of her have such magical power? Her body couldn't help shaking, and she even opened her mouth to make a sound. Just completely out of control. This. The big-head tiger demon stared blankly, what's going on? After the mermaid was empowered, she felt that her spiritual power had greatly increased. She is even confident that she can break through to the gold level after some practice. However, she was too late to be happy, and instantly felt that the spiritual power of her whole body was taken away. No. She tried her best to resist, but there was nothing she could do. All those mental powers poured into Zhou Xian's body. Originally, Zhou Xian was depressed. But as the majestic spiritual force entered his body, he instantly became alive again. The mental power returned to his body is not as simple as his original mental power plus the mermaid's mental power, and there are rewards. Double, 10 times. As we all know, ugly people are not eligible to time travel, while handsome people have their own heavenly gang. This is the highest payback. At that moment, Zhou Xian's mental strength reached an unprecedented height, comparable to that of a golden star demon hunter. The mermaid's spiritual power was drained, and her expression was sluggish. Zhou Xian just glanced at her, and she instantly collapsed to the ground. This process may seem long, but it actually lasted only 10 seconds. The big-head tiger demon was completely stunned when he saw this scene. What's going on? It slapped itself on the face, but still couldn't figure it out. With a wave of his big hand, Zhou Xian wrapped the mermaid with a powerful force and sent her back to the pool. She can't die, but she can't recover for a while. Then, he glanced back at the big-head tiger demon, and launched a mental attack at the same time. This invisible attack is somewhat similar to the coercion of the Beast King. With a plop, the big-head tiger demon also fell to the ground. Sorry, I slipped and didn't stand firmly. The big-head tiger demon apologized. It was terrified. I knocked you down, you still have to apologize to me, the current Zhou Xian is so powerful. Get up. He said lightly. Yes. The big-head tiger demon nodded honestly. Zhou Xian was full of vigor and energy, walking with the wind, and he came to the outside of room 8 in an instant. He opened the heavy door, and saw a black and white, chubby monster inside. It was an iron eater. The iron-eating beast with dark circles on its head in front of it is named Tai Dun Dun, and has a gold 1-star cultivation base. It was gnawing on the iron bamboo, without even looking up at Zhou Xian, it was enjoying itself. It is suppressed here, there is no worry about eating and drinking, there is no anger, and it is more about enjoying. Looking at the iron-eating beast in front of him, Zhou Xian felt a sense of intimacy spontaneously. This guy was the national treasure in his previous life, but after evolution, he grew bigger, fatter, and rounder. The bamboo it eats now is not ordinary bamboo, but an evolved bamboo called iron bamboo. Iron bamboo is as hard as steel and can even be used to make weapons such as swords. In addition, it occasionally changes its taste and eats some metals, especially iron ore, which is called crunchy. The name iron-eating beast is also worthy of its name. It eats and sleeps every day. It is round, docile and cute. That's when it's time to lose your temper, though. If it is provoked, its terrifying palm strength is enough to smash tiger monsters, bear monsters, and other monsters. The key is that it eats iron bamboo for a long time, and occasionally eats metal, and its defense is as hard as steel, which can be called copper skin and iron bone. In the game, this product is definitely an undead tank. The big-head tiger demon couldn't help smacking its lips when it saw the iron-eating beast. Even if it is it doesn't want to provoke the iron-eating beast that is fleshy and has high damage. Zhou Xian didn't come to fight, but to sign. Even if his spiritual power greatly increased, he didn't want to confront the iron-eating beast heathen. That guy's physical fitness was so strong that he could even be largely immune to mental power attacks. The point is, this guy is cute, and he can't do it. The iron-eating beast has a high anger point. As long as it doesn't compete with it for food, it will be absolutely docile. Zhou Xian walked over naturally with a bundle of iron bamboo, and the iron-eating beast did not get angry, but was busy eating and eating, without letting go of the aura of a gold-ranked monster. In its eyes, Zhou Xian is completely a nurse feeding. Zhou Xian put down the iron bamboo, intending to find a chance to touch it. Unexpectedly, it was a pure accident that the iron-eating beast came over on its own initiative. It hugged Zhou Xian's thigh and kept rubbing against it, as if saying, "Ponds of milk, I want to eat pots of milk. I don't have milk." Zhou Xian stroked its head lightly, comforting it for a while. It glanced back at the big-head tiger demon, who shook his head hastily, "I don't either." Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. Zhou Xian looked at the iron-eating beast that was hugging him and was really dumbfounded. This guy is too proactive. Finally, he picked up 3 bamboos, stuffed one into the iron-eater's mouth, and stuffed 2 into its hands. Then, taking advantage of the moment when the iron-eating beast let go, he cast a lightning step and left quickly. His goal has been achieved, and the voice of the system resounds in his ears, "Ding, the target is found, do you sign in?" "Yes." "Ding, the sign-in is successful, and you have obtained the indestructible magic of King Kong." Zhou Xian looked at the formula in his mind and was fascinated for a moment. This Vajra indestructible magical skill belongs to the superior Kung Fu method. After practice, one can become a Vajra indestructible body, and can use a person's power to the extreme. After being refined into an indestructible body of Vajra, he could even fight against top-level monsters like Xiaolong just by relying on his physical strength. Signing in with the Gold 1-star iron-eating beast, and getting such a hard work, he made a lot of money. At this moment, he was more pleasing to the eyes of the iron-eating beast. Last chance to sign in today. He turned around and came to room number 9, which was gloomy and cold in the air. If you look carefully, there is a snake demon locked inside. The bucket is as thick as a golden star. It was a snake with shiny black scales. He couldn't help thinking that if such a thick snake demon was used in the previous life to film the disaster of the python, it would definitely make a lot of money. But in this day and age, this class of serpents is nothing special. Thicker and bigger than it, there are many snakes. Go in. Zhou Xian turned around and glanced at the big-head tiger demon. The face of the big-head tiger demon turned black in an instant. Big brother, don't trick me. What are you afraid of? Just play with it. Zhou Xian said calmly. The big-head tiger demon had a bitter face. You said you were playing with me at the beginning, but my face still hurts. What are you afraid of? I'm still here. Zhou Xian narrowed his eyes. After finishing speaking, he kicked the big-head tiger monster into it as soon as he lifted his foot. On the opposite side, a snake with the thickness of a bucket was coiled in a large circle, its head was raised more than 2 meters high, its eyes were cold, and its big mouth seemed to be able to swallow everything. This giant snake can evolve into a demon king, or even into a dragon. To suppress it here is also to observe and study its evolutionary path, so as to provide assistance for the evolution of mankind. Some people's star soul is a snake, and it is very valuable to observe its evolutionary path. As a gold-level monster, it is bloodthirsty and aggressive. It is impossible to touch it obediently. Therefore, Zhou Xian brought the big-head tiger demon with him. After the big-head tiger demon entered, its hair stood on end, as if facing a formidable enemy. It is only a 9-star silver star, and the snake on the opposite side is a 1-star gold star, so it is under tremendous pressure. Zhou Xian walked in and felt tremendous pressure. That is the suppression of the realm, and it is a bit difficult for it to breathe. Sure enough, not all monsters are as docile as iron-eating beasts. However, the moment he sacrificed his spiritual power, he easily dispelled the coercion of the snake. He is not as good as the big black snake, but his majestic mental power is an advantage, and he will not be suppressed in terms of momentum. Come here, let me touch it. He stared at the snake. Touch your head. With a neigh, the snake attacked. It twisted its body, opened its mouth wide, and bit down viciously. Roar! The big-head tiger monster roared angrily, and went up to meet it. Under such circumstances, it didn't give in, but was inspired by the animal nature in its body, and chose to be tough and snake. It's a pity that its realm is low, and its strength is not as good as that of the snake. Before it even touched it, it was sent flying by the billowing black demonic force, and smashed heavily against the wall. Hey, my old face! Zhou Xian saw the snake rushing towards him, shouted loudly, circulated all the spiritual power in his body, and killed it. Give it to me. The powerful mental attack, like a knife like a sword, went straight into the snake's body, twisting the snake's mind into chaos. It was in pain, neighing miserably, and its huge body twitched uncontrollably. This is a spiritual attack, invisible, far more terrifying than a physical attack. Under Zhou Xian's continuous attack, it couldn't hold on any longer, and fell down with a plop. It rolled and twitched on the ground, unable to attack any more. Zhou Xian was astonished. Is it so easy to suppress by leapfrogging? He walked over and slapped the snake on the head, making him dizzy, unable to find north and south, and couldn't tell things apart. That awesomeness just now is nothing. He kicked again, directly kicking the snake's head against the wall. There was a bang, and it hurt to hear it. The snake struggled, but its body was limp, and it couldn't harden no matter what. Zhou Xian grabbed its head and rubbed it frantically on the ground, directly balding it. Just touch your head, what can you do? In the end, he slapped down, directly knocking out the snake. This process only lasted a short 2 minutes. The big-head tiger demon was taken aback for such a clean and neat battle. It looked at the motionless snake, then at Zhou Xian, and asked with a bitter face, "You are so powerful yourself, why do you want me to come in? Come be cannon fodder." Zhou Xian said casually. "I'm heartbroken, old iron." The big-head tiger demon had a bitter look on his face. "I have the qualifications of a tiger king. I want to be quiet." It left without love, and returned to its exclusive cell in a daze. After being in a daze for a while, it seemed to have figured it out. "I don't want to be cannon fodder, I want to become stronger." After finishing speaking, it he practiced again, working hard. Zhou Xian stood in front of the snake, completed the sign-in, and got a skill called Dragon God Kung Fu. This is an inner strength method, which is extremely mysterious and can cultivate a dragon body from a human body. To put it simply, it is to be able to transform into a dragon. Practicing this exercise can not only enhance strength, improve realm, but also prolong life. This exercise is even more mysterious than the Great Bull Demon Fist, Lightning Step, Subduing Tiger Arhat Palm, and Vajra Immortality. It's really unscientific. Zhou Xian was excited, however, the less scientific it is, the more I like it. As he spoke, he walked out. Before it was time to cook, he planned to seize the time to practice. The sky is big and the earth is big, apart from eating, the biggest thing is cultivation. However, before he had time to practice, someone came from outside. Two students came, one of them was Song Fan, and the other was Wu, whose name was Wu Ju. Wu Ju is the student who caught the big-head tiger demon, with the 2-star gold cultivation base. You are? Zhou Xian looked at the two of them, a little surprised. Little Suanzi, let's find a monster to practice. Song Fan explained. After applying, some students are eligible to come to the Demon Town Tower to practice with monsters. However, some students were unlucky and died inside. Feeling the oppressive environment, Song Fan continued, it's really hard to be here, it's not easy for you to stay here every day. Zhou Suangu sighed, and said, who made my star soul a weed? It's incomparable to yours. In fact, he was incomparably at ease. After Song Fan heard this, he was afraid that Zhou Xian would feel inferior, so he changed the topic and introduced Wu Ju to Zhou Xian. Wu Ju is famous for fighting tigers. 3 months ago, he subdued the big-head tiger demon with 9 silver stars with his 8-star silver cultivation base, and became famous for a while. His progress is also fast. In just 3 months, he broke through from 8 silver stars all the way to now 2 gold stars, 1 star higher than Song Fan. He is not very old, only 17 years old. He is very strong, already 2 meters high. According to Song Fan's introduction, Wu Ju's boxing skills are very powerful. Back then, he subdued the big-head tiger demon in room 6 with a pair of iron fists. After Song Fan's introduction, he said again, it is also a kind of fate that we met each other. Tonight I will treat you to a good drink. You can drink, but I only drink spirits, not horse urine. Wu Ju's voice was powerful. Don't worry, I have all kinds of wine. Song Fan said no problem. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. After finishing speaking, he looked at Zhou Xian again, Little Suanzi, you are familiar with the monsters here, please introduce them to us so that we can choose the right ones for training. Zhou Xian said as he walked, the ones outside are silver-ranked monsters, which are useless to you. He paused outside room 8, there is a gold star iron-eating beast inside, but it has a docile personality and doesn't like to do anything. This stuff is pretty cute, I don't want to bully it. Song Fan looked at Tai Dundun and shook his head. In fact, whether he can beat the Iron Eater is another matter. Then, Zhou Xian came to the outside of room number 9, and said, there is a black snake demon with 1 star gold. As soon as Song Fan heard it, he became interested, rubbed his hands together and said, I haven't played with snakes yet, let's just play with it. Zhou Xian rubbed his brow. What's wrong? Song Fan was puzzled. It couldn't figure it out just now, so it hit its head against the wall and passed out. Zhou Xian made an excuse casually. The snake inside just woke up, and when it heard Zhou Xian's words, it twitched in anger, closed its eyes, and passed out again. Zhou Xian originally wanted to go to room 9 to sign in, but he didn't expect Song Fan to come. What are you doing here? Zhou Xian was a little curious. Song Fan felt somewhat uncomfortable in the oppressive environment. I wrote an application and came here to practice with monsters. He looked at the surrounding environment and said, you know this place best, help me find some opponents. He has received key training from the academy, so he is qualified to come here to practice. It is very difficult for ordinary students to have the opportunity to come here. That's it. Zhou Xian nodded, pointed to room 8, and said, the monsters inside are at the same level as you. As Zhou Xian opened the door of room number 9, Song Fan saw a big motionless black snake inside. He smacked his lips and said, "This guy is male, isn't he cheated? I'm so bald that I can't figure it out." He seemed to be feeling emotional, looked at Wu Ju, and said, "Hey, if you want to live a decent life, you have to have a little green on your head, why bother? Do you think this is the truth? I don't like green." As Wu Ju said, he went to the depths and found a 2-star gold monster to practice. "I don't like green either," Song Fan said as he walked outside room 10, and when he looked inside, he saw a monster with green hair all over its body. He clearly saw that the monster was wearing a pumpkin-like hat, which was also green. "I'll go." He was speechless for a moment. Zhou Xian came over and introduced, "It's also a gold star. Inside is a tree monkey, which has already become a demon, as tall as a grown man, with sharp claws, very good at climbing and jumping. The tree monkey is a branch of the monkey family. It lives in the deep forest all year round. During the evolution process, its hair turns green and blends with the green forest, increasing the chance of survival. Yesterday, Zhou Xian fed it, including a big pumpkin. It is very good at playing. After eating the pulp, it leaves the shell and wears it on its head. Tree monkeys are known as splashing monkeys and are sinister and cunning. Half a year ago, it broke into a small town with a group of monkeys. Wherever they went, chickens died and dogs disappeared, and children disappeared. Later, people from the Jinyao Academy passed by, killed other monkey monsters, captured it, and brought it back to study. Seeing the two of them, the tree monkey immediately bared its teeth, scratched its ears and scratched its cheeks, and roared frantically at them. Then, it took off the green melon shell from its head and threw it at the two of them. It Gagi smirked, as if saying, "Give you a green hat." That's not all, it turned around and pouted its buttocks at the two, and slapped it vigorously with its monkey paw, "Come and hit me." That was an action to provoke the opponent. After Song Fan smashed the green melon shell, his face changed, "This dog is a beast, I will tear it up." After speaking, he strode in. "Be careful yourself," Zhou Xian urged. After Song Fan entered, he directly activated the Star Soul. His Star Soul is the Silver Moon Wolf. The Silver Moon Wolf was more than 2 meters long, howled and fought the tree monkey opposite. Although he has just been promoted to Gold 1 star, with the guidance of a senior mentor, he has already stabilized his realm and has a relatively good control over his power. The tree monkey on the opposite side had been promoted to 1 star gold a long time ago, and he was extremely skilled in controlling power. It sacrificed a green force to attack, and it fought the Silver Moon Wolf with ease. The battle was fierce and the shock was not small. Zhou Xian didn't leave for a while, and fought outside the door. He clearly saw that the Silver Moon Wolf didn't hurt the tree monkey, but was played by the tree monkey with higher agility. Most of the attacks were missed. It seemed that Song Fan could not defeat the tree monkey just by controlling the Silver Moon Wolf. Later, Song Fan did it himself, and joined hands with Silver Moon Wolf to pinch the tree monkey, which stabilized the situation. Zhou Xian was quietly watching the battle, learning combat experience. Practice is the sole criterion for testing truth. No matter how you practice, you have to use actual combat to test the results in the end. It's useless to have moves, no actual combat ability, and no ability to adapt to changes. Song Fan and the tree monkey fought for nearly 10 minutes, each was injured, but the winner has not yet been decided. In fact, the tree monkey was very agile, and it still had the upper hand. It hangs upside down on the smooth wall, and raised its towards Song Fan, as if to say, "Boy with no hair, you were not born when I, King Chiji, debuted." Song Fan's face was very dark, and this beast was too arrogant. "Take the knife." Zhou Xian threw the knife leaning against the door into it. Song Fan had a weapon and could deal more powerful damage, so he immediately slashed and killed him. "I'll cut you to death." The battle between one man and one monster became more and more fierce. Zhou Xian saw it, and felt that Song Fan could defeat the tree monkey in the end, but he would have to pay a considerable price. He left without waiting for the battle to be over. He came to another battlefield to watch the battle between Wuzhou and a lion demon. The realm of martial arts is a 2-star gold star, and the lion demon on the opposite side is also a 2-star gold star. One person and one monster have the same realm, and they are both full of momentum. The star soul of Wuzhou is a wild elephant, with infinite power. Therefore, he is famous for his strength, which is far superior to those of the same rank. In addition, he also practiced a very rigid boxing method called Vajra Fist. The Vajra Fist combined with the power of a wild elephant can not only crack rocks, but also has the potential to open mountains. At this moment, a wild elephant appeared behind him, and he used Vajra Fist again. His strength reached the extreme, and he beat the giant lion back again and again. Even though the lion monster on the opposite side was brutal, it couldn't stop Wuzhou's fist. The lion demon in front of him used to be the tyrant of the grassland, ruling dozens of miles around, sitting in the harem with 8 lioness cubs, preying on the passing demon hunters for appetizers from time to time, living a rough life. Even now, it still misses the days of hugging left and right on the grassland from time to time. That is the pinnacle of lion life. It's a pity that everything has become a cloud. Now it is suppressed in a dark cage, not to mention how aggrieved it is. Now that it has suffered a big loss in Wuzhou's hands, it feels more and more depressed. It was forced to the corner, opened its mouth wide, and roared to the sky. This sound is a kind of vent to the depressed days during this period. This is the special ability of the Lion Clan lion roaring skill, which is as powerful as the Tiger Clan's tiger roaring skill. There are walls all around, making it louder. That angry roar can be described as deafening, as if it could cause landslides and ground cracks. Facing the violent lion's roar skill, he didn't even dare to be careless in martial arts, and immediately urged the wild elephant to block in front. The next moment, the wild elephant was shaken away, and he was pushed back to the door, bleeding from the corner of his mouth. This is enough to show that the lion demon's natal skills are really extraordinary. Standing outside the door, Zhou Xian also heard voices, but nothing happened. The gate is guarded by a demon-suppressing stone, so the sonic attack cannot be scattered. It is also because of this that he can safely feed the monsters. Otherwise, his life is in danger. At the corner, the male lion panted heavily and said loudly, "This king used to roam the grasslands, and he had 8 little lionesses in his harem. How could it be your turn to bully him?" Wuzhou wiped away the blood from the corner of his mouth, and his fighting spirit became stronger. He stepped forward and said, "I have killed tigers and lions, and I like fighting trapped beasts the most. To suppress you, I don't even need to drink wine." Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. He carried a wine gourd with him, which was full of spirits. I don't know what material the wine gourd is made of, it can withstand the strong force without breaking. Next, he fought the lion again. Zhou Xian was studying the Vajra Fist in martial arts, so he took it very seriously. He could see that martial arts were indeed very powerful, and they were strong when they met the strong, and the more they fought, the braver they became. In the end, even the male lion fell under Wuzhou's Vajra Fist. Zhou Xian watched Wuzhou leave, thoughtful. He has the magical power of Vajra immortality, and he has Vajra Fist in martial arts. It is equivalent to him practicing the whole body inside and outside, and martial arts only practice fists. All of a sudden, he had a flash of inspiration, as if he had realized something, and immediately practiced the magical skill of Vajra indestructibility. Even if his savvy is not top-notch, it is excellent, which is also an important reason why he can enter the Jinyeo Academy to do odd jobs. A few hours later, a faint golden light radiated from Zhou Xian's body, and his aura increased sharply. This is the manifestation of the preliminary comprehension of the indestructible magic of Vajra. He walked towards the golden 2-star lion. The male lion had a great battle with the martial arts. At this moment, it just finished adjusting its breath, and its strength has almost recovered. When it saw Zhou Xian, it was furious. Even you, a human being who is not even at the gold level, want to bully this king, you are beyond your limits. It roared angrily, using its demonic power, and rushed towards Zhou Xian like a cannonball. Zhou Xian didn't panic, he formed a fist with his right hand and punched out. There was a muffled bang, and the huge lion flew upside down like a kite with a broken string. It fell to the ground and never got up again. Zhou Xian looked at the fist and muttered to himself, "Martial arts are tough, but I'm still tougher." Relying on the indestructible magic of King Kong, Zhou Xian, with his 9-star silver cultivation base, punched a 2-star gold lion with one punch, just like King Kong descending to earth. Real men are tough. The power of the Vajra immortal art is greater than imagined. Just like a chemical reaction, there are two completely different states before and after. He was so excited that he memorized the periodic table of elements. Although the male lion was injured by martial arts, he couldn't exert his full strength. But even if it was at its peak state, Zhou Xian still had the confidence to knock it down with one punch. After 2 minutes, the lion slowly opened its eyes. It looked at Zhou Xian, who was emitting a pale golden light, and felt that his eyes were a little dazzled. It said weakly, "I'm not a human, but you are a real dog, pretending to be a pig and eating a lion. Can you do something human?" "Oh, my old waist is about to break." Zhou Xian patted his head, and said lightly, "It's okay, your waist is still not broken. But next time I can't guarantee it." It just felt like 10,000 muddy horses were galloping past in its heart, and the damage to its heart was far more serious than the damage to its body. Zhou Xian counted the time and went out the door, just when a loud bell sounded from afar. "Duan, it's cooking time." Without hesitation, he put on his coat and headed straight to the cafeteria at a sprint speed of 100 meters. The food in the cafeteria was as rich as ever, and the hands of the ant who served the food were also shaking violently as usual. Perhaps it was because of practicing the indestructible magic of Vajra, Zhou Xian felt very hungry, so he had to order 5 dishes and eat 5 soft white flour steamed buns. He looked around but didn't see Song Fan. He didn't see the result, but he expected that Song Fan would suffer some skin trauma if he wanted to defeat the tree monkey. And it is true. Song Fan defeated the tree monkey, but was also injured. Fortunately, it was just some skin trauma, not too serious. However, he still came to the infirmary. "Oh, Yoru, I can't do it anymore." He found Chen Yoru pitifully. Chen Yoru saw Song Fan with a calm expression, nodded and said, "Well, you really can't." Song Fan. In fact, he only suffered skin trauma, and the injury was not serious. But it just so happened that he had an excuse to come to Chen Yoru. Chen Yoru is a student in the medical department, and is in charge of medical care. She motioned Song Fan to sit down, then checked him for him, and said, "You just have a skin injury, it's not serious." Song Fan said meanly, "But I can't see you, it's very serious. I haven't seen you this morning, I miss you." After hearing this, Chen Yoru said, "According to reason, I should be at a loss," and blushed when I heard such words. Song Fan was a little embarrassed, and said, "You should give me a healing technique." He used to have countless female companions, but this was the first time he met Chen Yoru. Chen Yoru treated him with ease. On the contrary, he was at a disadvantage everywhere and couldn't restrain Chen Yoru. What really makes a person grow is not time, but experience. He has experienced a lot, but obviously Chen Yoru has experienced more. Chen Yoru made seals with both hands, and then a green force emerged, covering Song Fan. The green power is mysterious and can heal wounds. The skin trauma on Song Fan's body was healing at a speed visible to the naked eye, and no scars were left in the end, which is miraculous. Such medical skills are very common in this era. You know, in this era, even a broken arm can be reborn. A mere skin injury is really pediatrics. Chen Yuru's medical skills are mainly due to her star soul. The star soul can often endow a person with special abilities. Chen Yuru's star soul is a willow tree named Guanyin Willow. Guanyin Lu is a holy medicine for healing, and its power can life and death human flesh and bones, which is extremely mysterious. However, Song Fan's injury was not serious, and she didn't need to use Guanyin Lu at all. After Song Fan recovered from his injury, he deliberately checked the time and said, "Yuru, it's time for lunch." Chen Yuru waved her hand and said, "I know you want to ask me out, if I have time, I will go. But today I am a little busy, I have to take care of the injured students, so I won't go to eat with you." After hearing this, Song Fan shook his head and said, "You're wrong, I didn't ask you out. Isn't it?" This made Chen Yuru a little unexpected. "I'll eat here with you today." Seeing Chen Yuru's surprise, Song Fan smiled happily, and finally won the round. Just as he was talking, Ha, who was 2.5 meters long, came and brought their lunch. After Chen Yuru saw it, she nodded slightly. It seemed that she was satisfied with the arrangement. That Ha grew up with Song Fan since he was a child, and is Song Fan's war beast. It has embarked on the path of evolution. It is not ordinary, it is a monster. It has the strength of a gold star, and it has already activated its intelligence, which can help with many things. Chen Yuru also has a war beast, which is the little wolf. That little female wolf has pure snow wolf blood, has the potential to become a wolf king, and has extraordinary combat power. Chen Yuru's star soul is Guanyin Lu, and she is not good at fighting. She chose a wolf demon as a war beast because of safety considerations. At critical moments, the little wolf can protect her well. When we first entered the extraordinary era, monsters and beasts were powerful, and humans and monsters were incompatible, and it was difficult for them to coexist. But with the development of time, the human race gradually rose up, saw the value of monsters, and began to use monsters. Up to now, many demon hunters like to raise monsters. Some are used for combat, some are used to watch homes and nursing homes, and some are just used as pets. Just like Song Fan, some students in the Demon Town Academy raise war beasts. After Zhou Xian finished his meal, Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com was walking on the road when he saw some students passing by on monster beasts. There are many types of monsters, some fly in the sky, run on the ground, swim in the water, of course there are amphibious ones, and even amphibious ones. Zhou Xian couldn't afford to raise war beasts because he had no money. Raising war beasts is a very expensive thing. Because the war beast needs to consume resources to grow. Buying resources requires money. A war beast with greater potential consumes more resources. Only with enough resources to support the rapid growth of the war beast. Otherwise, it would be nothing to raise them. Zhou Xian didn't think about it that much for the time being. After all, only if he is strong can he be truly strong. He went back to the Demon Town Tower and inspected it. The monsters inside were normal, so he devoted himself to cultivation. Throughout the afternoon, he was comprehending the dragon god art. This exercise is even more mysterious. It can transform into a dragon and make people live forever. Naturally, it is not so easy to fully comprehend. However, his savvy is amazing, so he still has a lot of gains. On the first floor of the town demon tower, no one came to bother, but it was a clean place for cultivation. Here, Zhou Xian can practice however he wants, no one cares. The more he comprehends, the more he feels the magic of the dragon god. He entered into a state of ecstasy in cultivation, mysterious and mysterious, unaware of the passage of time, and even the ringing of the bell, thus missing the time for dinner. By the time he came to his senses, it was already 10 o'clock in the evening. It was dark outside. The special environment makes the surroundings appear more depressing. Zhou Xian was quite courageous and full of energy, so he was not afraid. He left the Demon Town Tower and walked out of the college, as if he could smell the smell of barbecue.